Hello, BC. Forgive me for my sins. It's been about 5 months since my last confession. Well, actually, it's been quite a hell of a run so far in these last 5 months. We've lost two fathers. Both mine and my wife's fathers passed away about a week apart from each other. Well, they were both about 91, so it really was not altogether that unexpected. And I haven't really been going out and doing any shopping in the 5 months except in the last couple of weeks. After they passed away, we went camping for a few weeks, and in that town there was a record shop where I did go and pick up a few albums. And the next day my wife wanted to go pick up some more supplies like milk, so I drove another 40 minutes to a different town that had another record shop. And from there it started growing. I visited a few more shops since then, and I guess I'll give a rundown of what I picked up and a few pieces of equipment I've picked up for another project I'm about to do. So let's get going. Oh, these are going to be heavy. Oh boy, where am I going to put my list? Let's get a quick bit of coffee in there before I fall over. It's still early in the morning here. Okay, the first couple of albums I actually bought new, which is unusual for me. From a local record shop, I picked up Time Out from the Dave Brubeck Quartet. I haven't actually had time to listen to any of these albums yet, so hopefully they are actually pretty good. That printing of the Dave Brubeck Quartet's Time Out is from 2010. It was pressed in the Netherlands on 180 gram vinyl, and it is a jazz album. And then from a local shop here, I picked actually, this wasn't from a local shop. This one's from Amazon, where they made a price mistake. I got hold of Pink Floyd Animals. It's a US 180 gram pressing, and I got it for under 20 bucks Canadian. So I know a lot of people don't like to go to Amazon, but when you spot a deal, you grab it. Now the next few albums, actually quite a few of them, all came from the local record shop used bins. First there's Simon and Garfunkel's Parsley, Sage, Rosemary and Thyme. This is a 1966 folk album. Then we have Gary Puckett and the Union Gap. This is a 1970 pop album. Now this album was pretty well destroyed. I picked it up because I wanted the insides. It's sorry, it's Jethro Tull, Thick as a Brick. Now, like I said, the record is pretty scratched up, but the album contains all the newspaper. Oh, I don't really want to unravel it because it is. Okay, it contains all the newspaper. I'm trying to show that. All the newspaper inserts, and nobody's filled them out. They're still untouched. Find another album that's in good condition and do a little bit of a trade between covers. After that, I picked up Alice Cooper's Welcome to My Nightmare. This is 7. Then I picked up Emerson, Lake and Palmer's Works Volume 2, a 77 rock pressing. Rock album. That was followed by Eric Clapton's Slow Hand, 1977 blues album. Eric Clapton Backless, a 78 blues album pressed in the US. Mike Oldfield's Platinum album. This was on my B Hunt list, actually. I was pretty pleased to find it. I've kept several different lists of albums I'm looking for. On my A list is Mike Oldfield's Tubular Bells 3, but that album's only been pressed on vinyl in the UK. Really hard to come by in Canada. But Platinum was on my B list for finding. And then a great album by Steely Dan, the Asia album. An 80s jazz rock pressing. And an original pressing of David Gilmour. Well, they called it an original. It's the first pressing, it's not. David Gilmour's self-titled album. This one was 1985 psych rock pressing. And B.B. King's Ambassador of the Blues. an 86 blues album from the UK. Let me pick up those records, they're falling over and I don't want them to bend. Okay. And these ones now came from the thrift stores, which I've been trying to avoid like the plague with all the crap that's going on outside. Now, I noticed that the certain stores, like our Value Village and our Salvation Army I did visit, they've lowered the price of their generic albums. Value Village dropped it down to $1.99 from $2.99, and so did the Salvation Army, and so did actually our local Stretch thrift store. They dropped theirs down to 99 cents. But they've mixed in, that's their generic albums, and then they have a very expensive section. Like any album that the Value Village thinks is worth anything is now between 15 and 20 bucks, and they're sitting on a wall at the front. And the Stretch store has mixed in $5 albums in with their 99-cent albums. You just got to watch for a label stuck on them. So, but I guess people are trying to do what they can do to survive. The stores have been having a rough time lately. Okay, so from the thrift stores, I got some various mixed album called Chartbusters Volume 3, a 1963 pop US album, US pressing album. Julian Bream's Baroque Guitar. This is a classical 66 album, mono pressing. Frankie Laine's Memories. It's still in the shrink, but although it has been opened, it's a jazz pop album. Cat Stevens Teaser and the Fire Cat. Now this is, I think, my second or third copy of this album. I keep picking it up by mistake. And now the stores are trying to hurry you through, so I can't really stop to check through my database to see if I've already got it. But that's about the only album I accidentally picked up twice out of this batch. And then we go into a country album, which I don't normally get. Roy Rogers and Dale Evans in the Sweet By and By. And a person I don't know, Maria Mulder. I don't know if it's Fox Mulder's relation or something. Anyway, it's called Waitress in a Donut Shop. It's a 74 folk album. I just picked it up because I liked the album cover and the title. Like I said, I haven't had a chance to listen to any of them yet. Then I picked up Beethoven's Symphony No. 3, Eroica. It's a 78 classical album. I've got several pressings of this. It's quite a nice piece. And then came the Geils Band. This was one of the $4.99 pressings in the 99 pile. That was the Geils Band Freeze Frame. Huey Lewis and the New Sports album. I think that was another... Actually, it doesn't have it. This must have been a 99-cent album. Wonderful. And then came Gowan, You're a Strange... Gowan's Strange Animal was another $4.99 pressing in 1985 pop album. Oh yeah, it is a gatefold. Now surprisingly, all those albums, even the ones from the thrift store, the vinyl's in VG Plus condition, so I'm pretty happy with that. And then I did pick up some new equipment from that Amazon and a couple of local shops, which I have a little project I'm going to be doing. Well, first I've been after this. I wonder how you open it. Oh, here it is. I think you need one of these for a while since our house gets pretty staticky in the winter. So I picked up a Zero Stat 3. Hopefully that helps get rid of some of the static when the heating starts. Then I picked up a phono preamp, another one. This is called, where is the name? Okay, the company is called Art Accessories, the DJ Pre 2. It's, I saw it on here somewhere, what the actual company calls themselves. Oh, here we are. Applied Research and Technology is what ART stands for. I'll do a little unboxing of them later. Now, I did get a chance to listen to the both that preamp compared to my shit Manny. There's a nice fellow who did a whole pile of comparisons online. I'll put a link to him down below, where you can compare the two well, it's on YouTube, so the sound quality is degraded, but I was able to pick out the Manny against every one of his other preamps he put it against. It sounds quite a bit more open, and the high end is much more defined than the Manny. And for that same project, get rid of that guy, I picked up something called an FX Audio Tube 3 preamp. Now, my little project is I'm going to set up a completely separate mono system for my all my mono records. I've got a couple of Kirk studio monitors, self-powered, from my days when I was trying to make music and record. The Kirks well, I'll show them later in another video. They're biamp, self-powered biamp speakers. I think they have a 100-watt amplifier on the bass speaker and a 40-watt amplifier on the tweeter. And they're designed only for near field listening. So, you put the speakers 4 feet apart and you sit forward, 4 feet in front of them in a little bit of a triangle in front of your digital workstation. But hopefully I'll be able to assemble all these guys with one of my other turntables and end up with just a mono system. And that, I guess, is that for this roundup. I'm not sure if I'll be doing another one, since they're forecasting more problems coming after all those kids are forced back to school. And we're going to see a band tomorrow, so who knows how we're going to come out of that one. It's apparently a very strange venue where the band isn't going to be playing in front of people. They've moved to what used to be a drive-in theater. And you're supposed to drive in, sit in your cars, and somehow watch the band. It should be interesting if we actually make it and it's not pouring. Well, that's it for now. So long and bye-bye, and see you around on that tube thing.